If you want to get blueprints in Illuvium Zero, I'm going to show you just how you can do that the fastest way possible with 5 individual tips and tricks, some of which you might not already know. So definitely stay tuned for this one. It's going to be really good. The 5th trick is particularly great and the 4th one as well. So you definitely stay through to the end so that you don't miss out on any important information. It's going to help you get those important blueprints when the Illuvium Zero Alpha more officially launches in mid-February, okay? So let's jump into it. So the first tip we're going to go through is make sure you have space for your scanner. So if we look at the efficiency here, you can see that my scanner is really far away from everything else in my complex. And on tier 1 and tier 2 lands, this is going to be significantly easier. But even on this land, you can see that if I start to move it closer, I drop from 80% to 40%. And I moved it like 4 spots, all right? I did not move it far. So just make sure that it is far away from absolutely everything. I don't think storages have a big impact. Let's check right now live. Storages do impact it, so it has to be away from absolutely everything. There is no building in the game that will improve it, okay? And maybe they'll release one later on, but so far they have not. So there's that first tip for you, okay? The second tip is make sure that you have more data centers than scanners, okay? This is a really interesting one. So this one is the materials lab is what I'm referring to. And the materials lab has a 5% chance of crafting a blueprint once you have researched biodata, okay? I would argue that once you get your first biodata, researching the blueprints is probably more important, and we'll go through what blueprints are available when they're released to the public. But for now, make sure that you have so many material labs. One, because, well, you can. They get efficiency boosts and things from power plants and stuff. We'll talk about that in a second. And number 2 is because of the 5%, I figure that they probably outweigh in terms of productivity. Given maybe if a scanner has a 50% chance of getting alluvial, right, then you will get it every 2 times. But if a materials lab has a 5% chance, you need 10 times more of them to be able to match the production output, okay? So make sure you have lots of material labs. The next thing we're talking about is power plants. They do not help the singularity scanner at all, and they do work on the materials labs. However, they aren't the most efficient. And that is where we come to the data banks, okay? So the data banks are right here, and they speed up the efficiency of your materials labs. And let's show you right here. So if I move this power station far away from them, I can see that I jump down to about 110% per building. Now, if instead I move away the data bank, I get below 100% or around 100% efficiency. So power plants still do a really good job. So try and get those efficiencies happening. But what's most important is building a lot of data banks. Let's see how much another data bank will actually add. Maybe they stack less. So if we built another data lab here, we're getting a pretty decent boost. We're getting up to 150%. Whereas if we built now a power station, then we're only getting up to 143%. So if you're really going for blueprints, make sure that you have plenty of these data banks lying around your materials labs. However, if you're going for a mixture of both, power plants might be the better option because data banks, although data banks do actually help everything and they work similar, oh no, this is a power plant, sorry. Data banks, I don't believe help anything besides this building, not at the moment anyways. Yeah, so this data bank doesn't affect any other thing, okay? So the last thing I want to talk about is scanner level. So you can see that if you click on your scanner, you have the little upgrade button. All right, maybe I got to claim this. Let's see what it is. No, look at this up. So if you click the singularity scanner, you can upgrade it. Now, at the moment, what this does is it increases the tier of alluvials you can find biodata on, but in the alpha stage of the game, when that releases, there will actually be no further tier of alluvials that you're able to find. So you need to have it at level 1. You don't need to upgrade it. So don't waste your resources. Don't waste your time. Just keep it at level 1. If anything changes on that front, I will definitely be updating you guys on the channel. So make sure to like this video if you found it helpful, if you learned something new. Subscribe down below if you don't want to miss any future updates to make sure that you get every single blueprint when the game comes out, okay? Have a good day, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video.